My regards, with many teams searching for a striker this season. Big teams are searching and willing to pay money for a player who scores goals. The name of a player appeared with a strange resemblance between him and Haaland. Haaland is Norwegian. This player has a neighbor, Danish Haaland, who is 194 feet tall. This one is also 190 centimeters long. More importantly, they also have similar names, Haaland and Haaland. The Atalanta striker in the Italian league, the Danish national team player I talked about, is strong and 190 centimeters tall. This player resembles Haaland almost, even in his football career. He started in his country playing with Copenhagen, Denmark, then he went to Austria. Like when Haaland went to Salzburg in Austria. Not many people were interested in him when he moved to Atlanta, unlike Haaland. When he moved to Dortmund, he was in great interest, but during the last season, he attracted a lot of attention, scoring 9 goals in the Italian league in his first season in a major league. So people began to look at his career and discover that it contains indicators of a striker who could be influential in European football for many years. For example, he always played in age groups with the group older than him. The coaches saw that he was ready to play for something more difficult, and he played with the first team in the Danish league when he was 17 years old. When Copenhagen bought him, he was betting well on him, paying 1.8 million euros for him, but when he sold it to Atlanta, he took 17 million. That means almost double the profit. His stardom this season began between January and March, because he became a goal machine during these months. He scored 6 goals with Atalanta in 12 matches during this period. Then he scored a hat-trick with his country, Denmark, against Finland during the international break here. Several newspapers wrote about the new Haaland, and after a match, he scored 2 goals when Denmark lost to Kazakhstan 3-1 after these 2 matches. His teammates William Clem and Elias Elia Erdogan came out and said, "We are shocked by the speed of his development." More than one report praises the speed of his development and learning. For this reason, many big clubs wanted to bet on him now in order to buy him because they are afraid that if they think it is another season, he will continue to develop and his price will become much higher. For your information, Haaland, in his early days with Atalanta, was criticized for not participating in playmaking and building the game, but rather being a box striker, just like what Haaland was exposed to, but also in this aspect. Haaland was able to excel and become an important player for the team collectively in the final third. Haaland also succeeded in it and has improved a lot recently. He still needs work, but he is getting better. One of the strange similarities between him and Haaland is that his father was also a football player in the Danish league, as we know. Abu Haaland was a well-known player in Norway. In fact, his mother used to play athletics like Haaland's mother as well, which means that even on the genetic level she feels similar. But when Haaland went to Austria, he did not find the situation easy at first. He doubted his talent. The coach began to consult himself. Should I sit him on the sidelines, or what should I do? But his coach said he came to me and said, "You should trust me and give me a chance and values." Then, in the first match, he scored 2 goals. And in the first 3 matches, he scored 4. Then his stardom became very great in Austria because he scored 2 goals against the strongest and most difficult opponent in the league, Salzburg. After this match, the phones that came to us with offers did not stop. Our sports director was busy. How to sell this star, the talent that we have, and he said, we did not want him to leave, but the offer that came, good for us and for him. It was the right decision for everyone. Haaland had one problem with his behavior while in Austria. When he was shining, he began to feel better than everyone else. One day, he celebrated in a way that led to problems between the 2 teams. But then the club asked him to be disciplined, and in fact, he did not show any wrong behavior after that. When Haaland asked him, "Who do you resemble among the attackers present?" he told them that I resemble Haaland and my role model, Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's talk some numbers about it. He scored 9 goals last season with Atalanta out of the expected 9.5. He may not have breakthrough goals from half chances, but as a player playing his first season in a major league, it is normal for him to take the initiative and take more risks. He made 24 key passes, a good, acceptable number for a striker, but when it comes to passing and crafting, anyone who sees him on the field knows that he needs work. You need to be patient with it and develop it. I was attending this episode, reading performance analysis reports on the player, and I found important words. They say his positioning in the box is amazing. His scoring sense is amazing. He can play within a plan in which there is one attacker, such as 4-3, or in which there are 2 attackers, such as 4-4-2, for example. He has been described in more than one report as a striker who understands his tactical role in the final meters perfectly, making him one of the best young strikers of his age in this regard. There is something remarkable about him that says his movements in the box are annoying to defenders in a way that allows space for his colleagues, even if he does not intend to. Defenders always move with him, others benefit, just like what happens with Haaland as well. But his statistics also confirm that he has a big problem in winning volleys and wanting to win volleys. This is a problem for major teams that play in leagues that have high pressure every match, because it is one of the ways to rise under pressure. A high ball goes to the striker and the striker controls it for players on his team. And in a common line about reports or monitoring reports that concern him, everyone says about him that he is a player who has the qualities to be a great striker, but he has to work on the details, meaning he has a few technical details that need development. These details are what prepare him to play with major teams. Manchester United needs titles, not Atlanta, because the big teams are working on this issue and cannot afford 1 or 2 mistakes in a match. Maybe the first time, the second time, the third time, it will be on the bench with Ten Hag, Arteta, or whoever is interested in it. He is ready to take a risk and answer him and say, leave Saka, for example, in Arsenal, or let Rashford bear the result and we win. While people do not focus on the players you see, they are all excellent, and we are winning so that we can develop him, of course. The player is under a contract until 2027. As I said logically, it has technical details that need development. Therefore, logic says he will continue with Atalanta another season to develop himself. But Manchester United had a different opinion. We wait until the end of the season and evaluate the deal.